Welcome to another episode of Action Figure Junkies, and today's focus. You can see the action figures on the table, but you know, like we always do about this time, X-Force. X-Force. Now on the cover of this comic book, and yes, it is the first issue of X-Force, you can see the whole team. You see Shatterstar, you see Cannonball over there in the corner, you see Domino, you see Warpath, Boom Boom, Feral, and of course everybody's favorite, Cable. Check Cable out. Alright, so let's start out the video by saying, don't have Shatterstar. Shatterstar is like $70. I have not gotten him. This version of Domino just came out in a 3-pack with Richter, and I can't remember who the other person is in the 3-pack, but I do not have her. Oh, it was actually Megan. Megan or Megan and Richter. I do want to get that because they are members of X-Force that I want. I also want to get Havoc and Polaris. They're in a 2-pack. But Action Figure Junkie is about getting the best versions of those action figures, and so now that they have 3-pack and 2-pack of those, I will grab those because I need them for my X-Force collection. But I do not have them at the present. So we're going to start off with Cannonball Sam Guthrie, mutant that flies, propels himself at superhuman speeds, and is invulnerable while he's doing it. It means he cannot be harmed when he slams into a wall at super speed. It does not hurt him at all. He's like a cannonball. Get it? It's Cannonball. Now the new version of this action figure actually gave us what we all wanted when we got the first action figure. You get his power. Nice translucence right there for the blast effect when he's shooting towards you. The head does. He can't look directly at you, and they've got the diaphragm crunch right there so he can look towards you and fly towards you like in the comics. And if you got one of the stands, then yeah, you can, you know, this is pretty much how you're going to display him anyway. But for the advanced collector, you want something other than just his power. You want his legs. So they do have that as a Walgreen exclusive for Sam. They got his legs and the blast effect, which is what we wanted in the first place when they gave us the action figure. But yeah, can't remember exactly what wave he is a part of, but there's Cannonball. He was one of the New Mutants. Also one of the New Mutants that ended up in X-Force, Roberto De Costa, aka codename Sunspot. Absorbs solar energy and can manipulate it into strength or these power blasts that they have the effects for. You can snap on or off right there onto his fist, and boom. And they got a little bit of it coming off of his back too. And then, you know, of course they've got the mask wrapped around his face, when, you know, you get you floating in the breeze. You kind of have to move it. Be very careful. It's not like the Age of Apocalypse one where you move it. There you go. Where you move it and it can come off. I don't think they had gotten there yet. But yeah, Roberto was one of my favorites in the New Mutants. And you know I always have to say something to Hasbro, so I just want to say, can I get the New Mutants team? Like the full New Mutants team. And I know they all have the same outfit, so it shouldn't be hard. But I want to get, you know, because this Wolfsbane, I've seen other people with Wolfsbane, but this is the Wolfsbane that I have, and I gave her an old X-Man jacket just so she could have the jacket. But this, even though the articulation for the time was on point, this is not Ronnie Sinclair or Rain Sinclair. You know, I do like the tail because it's actually, you know, actually that material, or yeah, but no. So those were 3 of the New Mutants. I started out with those first. They ended up in X-Force. And then we'll move on to this guy right here, Forge. Now, I don't know Forge's, like, anything other about his name other than Forge. All I know is that he's like Phastos from the Eternals. But that's his mutant power, is he can build anything, which makes you kind of dangerous. You know, he's got the metal leg that he built himself. He probably built the gun. Any gadgets that the team has, he probably supplied them. Yeah, so he's the gadget man. He's super intelligent, and he's the gadget man. Yeah. He's got the boots there. He's got another little gun right there in the holster. He's ready. He's ready. They gave him the Rambo bandana, you know, wrapped around the forehead. That whole look. Yeah. So he's got the ab crunch. You get some decent pulsability on the head. Nothing moving with the ponytail. The ponytail does not articulate. Be careful with that ponytail. I always tell all my collectors, all my fellow action figure junkies, if you're just getting into it, be really careful with these figures when you first take them out of the box, because they are stiff and they need to be worked around before you can really play with them. That's what she said. But yeah. So Forge, oh, and by the way, Forge actually, let me bring him back on camera. Forge actually bagged Storm. Him and Storm had a relationship for a time in the X-Men comics. So that was his squeeze. That was his girl at the time. Now moving on to this guy right here. This is James Proudstar, because his brother was John Proudstar, Thunderbird, and he wore the same outfit as his brother. He had pretty much the same powers as his brother when his mutation came in, and so he went by the code name Warpath, but still pretty much has the same suit. And if you get the 2-pack with Thunderbird and Storm that I spoke about, I think on my X-Men review, where that one has a couple of awesome head sculpts for Storm, and it also has a much smaller version of Thunderbird. They should have did Thunderbird like this, except taking those off and use the same buck, because Thunderbird is the member of the team that died on one of the first initial missions. But yeah, this is a great figure though. This is a big beefy dude, stands tall over other action figures to scale. Let me bring Boom Boom up here, Tabitha. And yeah. Well, she's a girl, and he's, you know, he's one of the muscle guys. So yeah, he's a big guy. Nice everything paint apps and articulation on that guy. And then when we move into Boom Boom, she's kind of like Jubilee, and she can control explosions. So she can time them too. She can control when the explosion actually detonates. You can throw something at you and it's like a ticking time bomb. Boom Boom, get it? You've got the jacket on her. I think we've seen this exact same jacket on Natasha, on that Black Widow action figure that I have. This might even be the exact same body mold, actually. You just, you know, painted gray, different hair. Take the glasses off. No X. Yeah, I think it is pretty much. He just did the arms different so that it could be a jacket with sleeves as opposed to a sleeveless vest. And yeah, that's what they did. But she comes with 2 head sculpts. You heard it pop. So she's got the one with the head. That's just normal. She's chilling. And this is the one that I use the most because it's got more personality. Where she's blowing the bubble. Yep, she's blowing bubble gum. Yep, that's dope. And then she's got extra hand. You can take off that left hand. And boom. Now she's throwing one of her little time bombs at you. Oh, you know, showing the power, you know, animating. And it's really nice right there. You check it out. How they show how the power comes off of her hand. See, this is the way I would display her most times, because you get the bubble gum and you get the explosion popping off of her hand. But she's got that, and then if you just want to have her starting up, and pop that other hand back on, and you can take, they have the effect by itself and it fits onto her hand like that. So Boom Boom came with a couple of accessories. She came with an extra head, hands, power effects. They threw a lot into Tabitha. She's got a lot going on. Last but not least, this guy, I saved him for last because he was a build-a-figure. It took like 6 figures to build this guy. And I cannot remember his last name, but I do remember his first name is Guido. And his mutation not only makes him strong, he absorbs kinetic energy, and then it contorts his body and makes him bigger and stronger, but the transformation each time, like Wolverine popping his claws, is painful. So his body is ripping and stretching and it's hurting each time it happens, but once he's done, he's genuinely pissed off enough to carry out whatever he has to do after you've shot his body with bullets, and his body absorbs that energy, and yeah, he gets big boy like this. It's so hilarious though. I love it. But he's super hard to pose because he's like at this big body, these tiny little feet. It's hilarious though because that's how he is in the book. So I love it. That's how he is in the book. But this has been another episode of Action Figure Junkies, and this was my X-Force review. One more time for your mind. X-Force review. And we will see you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that little bell down below so that you get an alert each and every time we drop new content. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.